I've got a new playlist. How is everybody doing today? How's everybody feeling today? I'm feeling good on both accounts. I'm feeling chill. I'm feeling swell. I've got a mini fridge. So I just wanted to hear me say the exact same phrase again, because I'm an incredibly narcissistic person. Very thinly veiled behind the fact that I'm too nervous to actually take it any further than just general narcissism. And I'm only really half joking. You know? Only half joking. Anyway, how's everybody doing? How's everyone feeling? We're just going to be doing a very simple, very chill, very demure stream of us just playing some Hearthstone Battlegrounds, because I quite liked playing Hearthstone Battlegrounds and I didn't know what else I was going to play today. It's literally that. As I said in the tweet, I've had a day off today. Not because I've taken a day off, but because we got what we call a bank holiday over here, which just means everyone gets the day off, except not everyone gets the day off, but everyone's supposed to have this day off. And it means that, lucky for me, I get a short week this week. So, I am feeling extra chill. I actually got to do something today as well, instead of just sitting on my ass and doing nothing, which was kind of what I expected and what I was hoping for. But also, the thing I got to do was pretty good. So me and a bunch of friends are planning on doing a Cosmere TTRPG sort of campaign. And I'm on record as being effectively neutral about the whole thing. Like, I don't feel bad about it. I'd say neutral with the hint towards good, right? Because I'm always up for playing with friends. And so I've already got the fact that I'm going to be playing with a friend. I'm going to be playing with a bunch of friends, so that's always good. But I feel like I'm not 100% on the setting at the moment. That's just really all it is. Well, I don't even know if it's a setting problem. All I know is how I felt after the session, which is I felt... Oh, I'm playing AFK, never mind. We can actually relax. I felt neutral. Yeah, I felt neutral with a tinge of... with like the slightest bit of positivity because I was playing with friends, obviously. So yeah. I may have accidentally turned off my mini fridge. Is that worrying? Slightly. We'll think about that after we've done the stream. But yeah, I'm neutral on it, and we were doing the character creation for it, and I'll be honest, I'm like, I went into it very, like, not 100% on it. And I think it sort of showed, because I got a message from one of my friends and it saying, is everything okay? And I was like, I am okay. I was just sort of, at that point I was just reading through the rules, but it was obvious that my general attitude was abnormal for what I normally have, right? Three turns. Oh no, not 3 turns. You. But generally, I'm looking forward to doing it. I have an interesting character idea that I'm looking forward to giving a shot and trying to do. It's one of those situations though where I think maybe I've given myself too much to use, and I might have excluded myself a bit too much from like player connections because the character I was making, it wouldn't make any sense for them to have any player connections in the normal sense. Now this might look like I'm insanely ahead. I'm not insanely ahead. It's because I forgot to I didn't upgrade. This one's probably the easiest to do. This one's also pretty easy. What's this? This one's the best. Let's go with that one. And we'll just casually get some mechs and dragons and pirates just randomly. Well, there's a dragon. Played. Perfect. We're gonna get stuff like that. By the way, yeah, as I said at the start, I found this new. It's like a spiritual successor to the one that I was previously using. So we'll see what happens when it comes to that one. We'll see if A, it gets copyright struck. B, if we actually just like the music. Although based on what we've been hearing right now, I'm kind of like, yeah, I'm liking this. Yeah, I'm thinking I like this. I think we'll do well in this one. I think we're good. Boop, 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 boop. God, I've been having a proper debate in my head about the latest Pokemon game. Because I'm a real huge Pokemon fan. But I didn't play through all of Legends Arceus. I didn't particularly find it that... Not that I didn't find it good. I didn't find it... It didn't grab me. It didn't, it didn't make me want to go and play more of it. But it now makes me wonder if, like, do you buy a Nintendo Switch 2 for just that? For just the fact that you are going to be getting that game, a game you're not 100% on, and then whatever game that comes out after? And I think the answer is I don't think you do. But there is a part of me that's like, but you're going to miss it. You're going to miss the thing. You're going to miss it. You're gonna miss the big thing. And I'm like, well, I am gonna miss it. It's like a FOMO kind of thing. But I don't think it's gonna be that big of a deal because I don't know. I don't find it. It's not this like a constant urge, you know. If it was whatever the next generation of Pokemon's gonna be, so whatever Pokemon, Gun and Bomb or whatever the next one's Pokemon Square and Circle, it would be a different story because they're my childhood. I make an exception to buy those games no matter what. Even if it cost me a lot to just get the Switch just for Sword and Shield. Not Sword and Shield, Scarlet Violet. But I don't regret it. Neither of you are pirates or dragons. Discover a pirate or a dragon. A mech is fine. That was a pirate! I didn't notice it. We're never getting this. Are we? I just realised this is supposed to be the League of Adventurers. And so, like, one of those is Elise, one of those is Bronn, one of those is the other guy I don't remember the name of, and the other one's Murky. But, like, what's the animal foot? Did they have, like, a companion with them? I don't remember that, but then again, it's been a while since I played the League of Adventures adventure. And by it's been a while, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's been never. I only ever watched someone play through an adventure. I'm so annoyed that the AI doesn't work on those ones anymore. I know why, because they can't go and retroactively update it every time a new sort of like mechanic comes up. Or a new, like new cards that specifically interact in a specific way. And you've got to then teach it how those work and what to do when they're on. And that's understandable to not do that for something that is effectively very limited amount of people play, and the people who do aren't buying anything for it because it's a one and done buy. There's no microtransactions in it. You're not making any extra money out of it functionally. Get one of these. We get ones where functionally we can use the ability at another point, but at the moment it'll be fine as is. That's cool. That's a permanent one. This is probably less good. Look, here's my thinking. I sell this one. I can sell these without having any worry. This one always gets a buff because this one's here. This one will give me a bonus that's at least a permanent bonus that's for... Because I think that the bounties are either pluses to attack on 3 of you guys or pluses to health on 3 of you guys. Also, this is permanent on him. Because he's... Or she. I don't know if it's a she. She keeps everything permanently. That's the whole point of her. Or him. Or them. Also, next turn... Oh yeah, I'm doing well, thanks. Thanks for asking. Next turn, we can sell this, we can sell this. We can sell a bunch of them just so that we get the money back. Because all we're really buying them for is this quest, right? I think we're good here. I mean, I worry that we're only good here because this person's getting ready to do this tumbleweed thing. And that next turn, this is going to be a real problem. I mean, that plus, like, going beasts or something feels like it'd be very scary. Yeah, we want to sell these. And we're selling these because we don't want them to get the buffs. We buy you. We put you down. I think we buy the pirate just so that we have another one to this. Because we only need to get another 2 on this. That's a dragon. We will buy that dragon next time. And then we'll have 5 out of 6. And so there's a logic to maybe us... We're buying this, obviously. We're buying this. And then we can refresh. And then maybe get ourselves either a pirate or a dragon that we can then immediately play. And then we'll get this bonus. Which I think just repeatedly will make us get better and better. As soon as we have that. There's a part of me that kind of wants to play the pirates, because things like this guy are sort of my style, just the permanent buffs. But the way they actually play doesn't feel like that, at least to me. It feels more just like you're constantly like juggling different creatures and very temporarily getting like bonuses. Very temporarily getting bonuses in specific areas, and I don't know. It doesn't feel like me a lot of the time. Do we buy? You see, if we up our tier, I don't actually think it makes any difference. Never mind. I had to look at our tier. Tier 5 is the max you can get, I think. Oh, this is like the worst thing they could have given us. Neither of them were dragons. Neither of them. Neither of them were dragons, and neither of them were pirates or mechs. We were somehow able to roll it in a way that there was neither any of the things that would have been helpful for us. I don't think we need any of these either. This is good. That's really good. I mean, we're against the lowest health player. This Leroy Jenkins is pretty powerful, just inherently. And so hopefully we can survive this with relatively no damage, if any damage. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Now that we've done this, we can stop getting dragons and pirates, though. So we're at a point where we can put our 100% effort into getting mechs, and we're getting 2 mechs just inherently, plus a third one that we have frozen. There's a very good chance one of those mechs has a magnetic, which means we can start to slowly get the magnetics up and getting bonuses to that because of how many magnetics we have up. It's one of the reasons I love playing mechs, is because they haven't changed that much in the whole scheme of battlegrounds, or at least from my remembering of it. They used to have like, there's always 2 parts of every faction, right? And they did used to have a summon a load of minions sort of sub theme, but even that one, like, it didn't last for particularly long. That's an incredible level of magnetics to get. This is already gold, so none of these are useful except for this, which we can effectively use. Move this to about here. So this one is going to give us a lot of stats over time. It's already giving a +1/+1 from here. It's +2/+2 actually from here onto this one. There is a +2, a +1/+1 onto here. You know, that adds up. I don't know how fast you have to scale in this game, because I never know in the late games how fast you're supposed to scale. For some reason I thought this was a mech. I thought it was a robot dragon. But maybe the logic is that they gave me dragon or pirate because dragon and pirate don't have any overlap with mechs, and so they were trying to say, hey, take this debuff, but you then get a buff. That kind of actually makes some sense now that I've said it out loud. I don't think I can think of a pirate mech in this game, or the dragon mech in this game. You know, I haven't played too much of this season yet, but my sort of conclusion at this point is they kind of screwed over the Nagas, and they kind of made the demons not really that fun to play, in my opinion. Which were 2 playstyles that I quite liked playing. Which is a shame. But I understand to a certain extent that the way I like to play games is obviously not going to be the same thing everyone likes to that everyone likes to do, and so maybe generally it's an improvement, but it won't be really for me. I think we want to separate these out. We don't want Leroy anymore. We'll pick up you. We'll pick up you. Just to give yourself a little buff. I need more mechs, please. Ooh, another mech. Another mech I like. It is very weird. I do feel like I'm acting a bit different because I've had the day off compared to when I normally do these Monday streams. I was thinking the other day about how, although I don't have too much traction when it comes to being a streamer, obviously, I don't have a ton of people watching me. I'm not even close to that, right? I do have people that seemingly come to watch the Guild Wars ones and the Pillars of Eternity ones. I had a couple people come to as well. And so it's like, there's a logic to potentially putting more of those streams on, and like maybe phasing out this stream. But generally I've never wanted to go that method, because I've always felt like at the end of the day, I want it to be a stream that people come to because of, like, whatever the game is, it's really because they've come to watch or talk to me, you know? And that might be a bit narcissistic. I understand that might be a bit narcissistic. But I kind of just want it to be that no matter what, the person who come into the stream is coming to see the game, obviously, but like also is coming to see me, or like stays for me, you know? Maybe that's a better way of thinking about it. They come for the game, they stay for me. I'd love if that's true. But I know it's hard to be like that, and there's many people that have started out specifically to a niche, and then after they've sort of established a following that will kind of follow them wherever they do, then they'll move on to doing something more. And I understand that potentially that is actually the way you're supposed to go, and I should probably be moving more towards doing that. So like if I'm getting traction with Guild Wars, start doing more Guild Wars. And then you lean into variety after a bit. But I don't know, I don't feel like doing that. You know, at the end of the day, that's sort of the main feel for it, is I don't feel like doing it. I think I've long gone past the point now of I've long gone past the point of going, oh, let's have a look at the statistics, right? I'll be honest, I immediately got past the point of looking at statistics. I knew for a fact that my brain would just be constantly going, okay, but like, what have I done differently here? Why did one person appear for like 0.1 second here, but didn't come for 0.1 second here? And I was like, I knew that was going to be a situation that would constantly happen, and so I went, cool. I'm just going to nip that in the butt and make it so that that doesn't happen to me. And I like to think that that's done so much for my mental health, just in the long run. Because I imagine there's been a couple of times where I've had, like, not a huge amount of people, but like I've had, say, 3 to 4 people in my stream over like a 2-hour period, right? I don't think that's unrealistic to assume. And in those situations, I would be like, oh, I'm feeling on cloud nine. And then those people wouldn't appear next time. And the next one, maybe I have literally 0, right? I feel like that's completely realistic. I mean, you get +3 attack. I think we want him down. We don't want another one of these, sadly. He feels like he fits with our build a heck of a lot more than just having a tiny bit more stats. In fact, I don't think I need this guy. That may be a mistake, but I don't think I need him. I should have definitely had that person down before I did the buff. I understand that. Before people shouted at the screen. So over time, he will give us potential minimum 3 instances of the +4 attack, right? Which would put us on +12 attack on everybody, right? +12 attacks feels like it's worth it. Never mind that in actuality, what the minimum is that he would have to have been then immediately killed, which means actually the minimum is +16 attack from just having him on the field compared to having nothing on the field. And this one might give us +16 in stats, but I don't even think it would. Guess the logic is this is a permanent buff. Oh, well, we're dead. At the very least, we killed off 2 of their big people. It's a shame that this one exists and it gets buffed. So it's giving like +36, +36 just inherently. Well, we did okay. We came 3rd. That's not bad. They always put the free ones as ones that I don't really care about, but I guess that's literally the point, is that they're trying to sneak in, like, oh, here's a skin, look, we're not horrendous, and it's like, but all the good ones are hidden behind paywall, kind of thing. What do I want to go with? Copy the last Terran spell you cast each time, cost 1 less. Each turn, oh, right. Boo doo 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 doo. You know what I do appreciate? I think I might have hit the point now where bots don't want to send anything into my chat anymore. I think there is a inherent timer on it of things that they look for, of like ages of channels or something, because I swear I don't get them anymore. And I'm ridiculously happy about it, because it means I don't have to ban them. Or maybe there's like a limited amount of them going round, and I've just banned all the ones that were going round. Who knows? Who knows? But all I do know is that I haven't seen them in a while. I haven't seen them in maybe a month, which is huge for me. I'm so happy. Could you imagine if, like, you got a bunch of them? Like, for example, I've only ever had one in a. I've only ever had one per stream, so one per 2 hour period, right? But like, I could only imagine that, like, if you just get unlucky, you could potentially have like five of them, five of them in quick succession. It's like, hey, do you want to do this? Do you want to do this? Do you want to do this? Now, this is obviously to say that it's different when it's to do with, it's different when it's to do with artists, right? Because you can't assume they're bots. It could just be people that are trying to make a living, and so they're going to people who will actually listen potentially to somebody going, hey, I want to do this art. I want to do some art for you. Do you want me to do some art for you? You know, that kind of thing. I always feel bad about those people because nowadays, not only do I have this assumption that they're trying to scam me, which I think is a fair assumption, because they are going to people that are relatively new to this by the fact that they've just both have a low like amount of people watching, but also just you can see that they're new to it. Statistically, people that have lower numbers are going to be newer, and they're going to them and asking them, hey, do you want me to do some art for you? But I understand that there is probably, in addition to that, there's also the general thing about it potentially being AI, and there's a part of you always that's going to be like, but is this AI? I know that you're saying, hey, can I do this for you? But are you trying to scam me with AI? And I'm sure the vast majority of them aren't actually AI. Or if they're using it in a way that's like very minimal, and you could make an argument is fine, although I wouldn't make the argument, but there'd be people that could make that argument. But you can't make that, you just can't really do, you can't really risk that, right? I am the sharpest tool in the shed. So I know that if they can make it kind of, if they can make it kind of like it doesn't look like AI, then it will fool me. You know, I know that I will get fooled by like people who are trying to do that. And so I can't take that chance. I can't take the chance that what they're doing is AI or something. And so it means that I'm in a situation where it's like I can't say yes to your stuff. I can say I'll look at it, and I will look at it. Every time that somebody has come into my chat and has said, hey, could you have a look at this stuff? And I've gone, hey, I'll have a look at it after stream. I have looked at it after stream, but every time there's a part of me in the back of my head that goes, is that AI? Is this thing here? I mean, it looks very similar to this other thing that I've seen. And I do feel bad every time, but also I don't feel, I feel bad that I do it, but I don't feel like it means I'm going to change the fact I do it, because it's not a them problem, it's a society problem at this point. We're at a point where I'm not even 100% sure that the whole hand thing with AI, with generative AI, where it's like, where like they couldn't do hands, you know, like the fact, like the fact that they couldn't do them because they just did too complicated. I don't even know if that's actually a thing anymore. Surely when people were like, haha, it's obvious because of the hands, that's like the first thing that people who are making AI would go like, well, when then we're going to change that. We're going to find a way to, you know, make it so that hands aren't as big of a obvious thing. Right? Like if I saw that there was a one weakness to my ability to generate AI stuff, if I had an ability to, I would try and find a way around it. I'm not saying I'm into AI, because I'm not really, but I know that if I was in that situation where my whole shtick is that I am into it and I am trying to sell it, 100% the first thing I'm going to do is going to solve the problem that identifies them, because I know everybody else blimmin' hates it. Why didn't this go off? As maybe it did. I don't know why I keep buffing this one, because that's probably the first one I get rid of. It's hilarious. You know that I don't know if I mentioned this, but the thing that we're listening to, I have mentioned this. Never mind. I was going back on myself. What was I doing? Has anyone been looking at that? Has anyone been looking at the fact that blimmin' Borderlands 4's coming out? The reason I'm bringing it up is because I'm trying to debate whether I'll get the game. Because on one hand, I really liked Borderlands 2. But Borderlands 3 was like, I couldn't get through it. I straight up couldn't get through it. And so I'm like, does that mean that I should maybe put it on the back burner and like, I probably will be putting it on the back burner. I think that's actually, that is beyond like doubt. I'm not buying it on launch, but I'm trying to figure out if I'm going to buy it at all. Because there's a part of me that's like, is it going to be the exact same? Have I grown out of the humor? I'm not trying to say the humor is baby-like, but when I was young, I used to burst out laughing at the fact that he had a unicorn called Butt Stallion. A diamond unicorn that called Butt Stallion. Nowadays, maybe you'd get a smile. You know, my kind of humor has obviously changed. And it's not to say that one is bad and one is good, but there's obviously a difference there now. And so there's a part of me that's like, well, maybe you've outgrown it. And maybe you should just sort of like leave it in the past. It's weird to say, and I don't know. They seem like it looks a lot more interesting than the third one. The art direction on the cinematics looks really cool, and it's in a completely different world, and it seems like they're not using as many of the characters as they were using before. Whereas before it was like, how do we fit literally every character from the previous games into one game? Now it kind of feels like we're going to make our own thing. And like there'll be a couple characters from the previous games, but they're not like needed to be there, you know? Like they're not like we have to put every single one of them in here kind of thing. Do you just have two of them? We probably just have two of them. Do we put him in? Yeah, we do. So now we do this to get a random person that we can't use, so it was 100% a mistake. Uh, this is going to be a bit controversial. We're getting rid of you and we're placing it with you. And then we're putting the buffs onto you guys. Put one on you. And then we're going to put the buff on you. And then we're going to do this. And then we're going to do this. Okay, well, we weren't as quick as we could be. But... oh, we're not going to get the double buff here. Oh, what a shame. Well, in the long run, they're going to win, even if I'm not winning right now. Even if I'm winning right now. Because look at, like, the bonuses they're getting to their like, blood gems. They're going to win in the long run. They've got it. I really like this actual ability. I hadn't used it before. We're just going to do this, and we're going to do this again. We're going to do this again. I guess we'll just buff you twice. We're not getting any blood gems now, which is kind of a problem. It does mean that we're not really getting any stronger. Which worries me slightly, but I think we'll get rid of her. We'll get rid of this. And we want to replace it with something that either is giving us a load of blood gems every turn, or is upgrading the power of the blood gems that we do get. It's one or the other. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I don't know how powerful we are, I'm being honest. I don't know how powerful we are. I don't know whether we're going to do well. I don't know with what's happening, really. I know these things get a decent amount of stats just inherently because of the rally effect. And that if these guys can survive a hit, which they have yet to, they can then just buff our people to high hell, and we can probably do fine. Oh, we got the permanent buff on them. Oh, that feels so good to get the permanent buff on this one. I always feel like I get this too late and it's not good enough, but I think I've gotten it early enough now that it's actually good. What do we have in here? Oh. Yeah, if we find a quill boar that we like. This is a good quill boar, but not the one we want. We can take this. We're going to sell you. Get a quill boar we like. This is a decent quill boar. The fact that we can get this and maybe a quill boar we like. Oh, a rally quill boar. I'm not sure how good this quill boar is, but that's good. Damage to you. More health to you. More damage to you. You get a buff. You get a buff. I don't know how good this is. It doesn't feel insanely good, if I'm being completely honest. I know I don't do it too much, but I wanted to run something by the void that is my chat a lot of the times. Just to sort of just voice it out so that I know maybe it'll work to make me work through it. So at work, I'm sort of getting to the end of a project, and it really only is going to last maybe a week, maybe slightly more than a week tops. I'm in this situation now where I'm wondering at what point do I go, oh, I've done, like, I haven't technically finished, but there's borderline nothing left for me to do. Like, at that point, do you just go, well, I'm functionally finished, and I should just sort of, like, stop doing it and go on to something else? It's a weird situation, because it's like, I could feasibly spend an extra week, maybe two, just going around doing very small things. You know, very, very small things that genuinely are things that have some use. But in the same vein, aren't the insane, isn't an insane amount? Does that make any sense? Like, it does help, but it doesn't help like that much. Do I sell this? I kind of feel like I should. I know it gets 6 permanent blood gems every time. Let's get this out of my hand. Maybe I don't. We'll wait a bit. We'll wait a bit. If we get either of these doubles, it changes things. It changes things like a lot. Arguably getting the double on the rally people is kind of bad. Well, let's have a look. I think we've lost. I instantly think we've lost. I mean, at least we're trading in some ways with some of the enemies, but not really. And we still got our buffs, so even if we die, even if we won't die here, because the minimum is like 15 while there's more than 4 people around. Gain 1 gold. Lose your taunt. Gain taunt. I'm just asking this now. I need you to give me a triple for my Quillbore, please. Thank you. Thank you very much. Cool Quillbore that uses Rally. Nope. Well, I thought maybe I could push my luck. What do I do? That's the point I'm at now, though. I'm like, I don't think this person is good enough for what we want. This person isn't good enough for what we want either. Wait, do I not have taunt on you? What happened to your taunt? Give him taunt. What? Yeah, none of these are good enough. I can get this one, put it down, sell it. Probably want to do the same thing for this one. If we could get ourselves a 5-star that potentially can be quite helpful, I'd be happy with that. I really need to be buffing. Though, I'm surprised this hasn't gone off. I guess it only gives a +1. It actually might be a bit worse than I thought it was. Just inherently. I'm going to do a risky move here. We're doing that. We're going to bank on the fact that in actuality, we can easily beat this person. And so getting this suboptimal damage, but long-term optimal thing, I instantly feel a bit worried about it, if I'm being honest. Although maybe this one survives, because it gains 6 gems every time. Okay, no, never mind. We were a genius. We took a calculated gamble and it 100% worked. And it's put an extra, like, 12 permanent blood gems on this thing. Oh, the fact it gets 6 is kind of insane if you're buffing them. The problem is I'm not really buffing them. At least I'm not buffing them very well. Is this good? It's not good enough. So this is what we do. Play this. We play this. Then we copy it. And we play it again. That's a casual +6/+6 to everything, right? That's got to be good. I really wish you had gained taunt again. There was nothing that said that you couldn't then gain taunt again. This plus this is kind of a liability because I only get... I could have forced this to be like, I get a Quillbore every turn. If I want to, I can spend 2 mana to get a Quillbore. But now in actuality, it's... Technically, you can spend it to get a Quillbore, but not really. God, I watched the, there's this video on YouTube. I know, surprise, surprise. It's called, like, 1,000 people... I simulate 1,000 people in Minecraft, rich versus poor. Really, really, really good video. And then I started looking into the person a bit more, just to see, like, what their shtick is. Like, did they come out with a load of these videos or something? Is it, like... Is this like a weekly thing and just one of them did incredibly well? Because I vaguely remembered that like a year ago, or maybe 2 years ago, I had watched a very similar video that was like simulating it, but I think there was like biomes instead of there being there was biomes instead of simulating like a rich resource place versus a poor resource place. And so I had a look at his like list of videos, and it was like there was the video that came out like 2 weeks ago that I was watching, and then there was another video that was like 3 months ago, and then there was another one that was like 9 months ago, and then it was like 2 years ago, and that was the video I'd watched. That was the one I was talking about. So this person comes out with like a video potentially every like 6 months, it kind of feels. Every 6 months they come out with a video, and it does like on this channel. Obviously they do more videos not on this channel, but they get like 14 million views, I think. Like some of the big ones. I think the one I was watching has like had 14 million, and it's only been 2 weeks. And then like the one before was had like 25 million or something insane, right? And so like they obviously make a fair amount of bank off of it, right? There's no denying it. But it's just very interesting to see that this stream schedule is like actually possible. Like it's not 100% possible, obviously, because they have a second channel where they effectively show more bits of the overarching big story that, like, his original video is like 2.5 hours long, but like these videos on his secondary channel were like maybe half an hour or maybe an hour of him just doing like a very specific part of the overarching video, and like kind of going into more context about it. But it was very interesting because those ones are getting their upper half. It's getting like maybe a million and a half, and then the lower halves are getting like 400k or something. And so it was very, very interesting. Very, very, very interesting to see. And the video is, although partly scripted, it must be partly scripted, or just incredible coincidences of just people going, because there's a part in it, and I won't go into huge detail because you should watch the video, but there's a part in it where I'm like, there's no way this isn't scripted, surely. What are the chances that this happens and this person, and then this person says yes, or this person survives this? You know, like, it's to the level where I'm like, come on, surely. But maybe not, because I was watching an interview by one of the people there, and like they were talking about this hidden rule where it's called like the repeat rule, where every time they do one of these things, if you were a major part in the previous one, there's an unofficial rule that you can't become a major part in this one. Which makes complete sense, right? You want there to be new and interesting people. You don't want it to be like, oh, the same people are... Everyone's rallying around the same person again and again and again, and it's not fair because no one else gets to try out the new being like a leader, right? And they were talking about how like people were getting genuinely pissed at someone in it because they thought that they were breaking the rule, but I don't know. It just feels like maybe it's a bit of both, is my sort of thinking. Like, at some point, they were like, yes, this bit's true, but but we might push it in a certain way, dependent on like we're gonna. It's technically unscripted, but there'll be parts of it where we're like, ooh, what if this happens? And we'll just push it in that direction, maybe. I don't know. It felt slightly weird to me. You know what's weird is I go through these phases, right? This is completely off topic. I'm just going to talk about whatever I want. I go through these phases of where, like, whenever I want something sweet, right? I either go for there's two kinds, right? There's sweets, which are like you know like Haribo. I don't know if that's the actual way you say it, but that's how I've always said it. Haribo, that kind of stuff. Weirdly, I've never had to describe sweets, and now that I'm trying to describe it, I can't seem to describe it. Stuff like that. And then there's part of the times where I'm like, I really want to try go on to chocolate instead. And I sort of like I bounce between them, right? It'll be like 2 years of me going like, oh, I want some sweets. Oh, I want that as like my treat, and then I'll bounce immediately to no, chocolate's the thing. Chocolate's my thing. But recently, because I always used to be a very milk or white chocolate person, sweet as I can get it, caramel in it, blah 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 blah. Like I need chocolate to be this sweet boost of of dopamine that I can get. But recently I've had it where I've been wanting to pardon me. I've been wanting to try out more dark chocolate. And so I've got some dark chocolate and I love it. I absolutely adore it. I used to see dark chocolate as like I mean I'll eat it, but it's my low list on it's the lowest on the list of chocolate, right? But it's still chocolate, so I'll eat it. But now I'm like actively going out of my way to find and eat chocolate. And it's very weird. It's very weird that I'm doing that. At least it feels very weird. But it just shows, I think, a change in people's tastes once they get older, right? I've always been really into the sweet stuff, as you can probably guess. But I guess nowadays, the longer the older I'm getting, the more sweetness is going away for more like I guess I'm really into spicy stuff, obviously in recent history, and I say recent history, I mean 3 4 years. But also it seems like when I am having chocolate, it's now more like on the darker side. But still, I'm not gonna say no to chocolate, no matter what kind of chocolate it is. I don't know why they give me these. I guess because they're spells. Like pure technicality, they're not tavern spells, but they're spells. I really don't know if I'm gonna do particularly well here. We'll see. We'll see. Let's bring this into here. We've got a free refresh. We don't want any of these. We're just gonna do this. I like this card more and more the longer it goes on. But there is a part of me that's like, how does it scale at all? And I don't think it scales, other than the fact I guess you want to be casting a load of spells for that one that's like every 3 spells. This goes up by +1/+1. God, is there any way of making it so Twitter isn't just entirely negative things? Because I just look at it and every time and it's like X. Because I'm vaguely interested in like Minecraft stuff. I keep like an eye on it. I'm vaguely interested in VTuber stuff. I don't watch any, but I watch a lot of people that then collaborate with VTubers of some variety, because obviously. But everything I see because of that is absolutely negative. Absolutely negative. And it's just sad. But like, I also want to I have to use Twitter for advertising, because at the very least I've got to try some advertising. I know I'm not putting like 100% effort in, but I'm gonna put in some effort, you know. God damn it, give me a Naga. That's a Naga. I'll buy it. Now we go boom, we go boom, we go boom, we go boom. I know I haven't used this yet. I understand I probably should have used it ages ago, but I haven't, and so now it's stuck in there until I remember to use it on like like a 6-star randomly at the end of the game. But that +1/+2, that'll do something. I'm sure of it. Do 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 do. It's like you always see the most negative parts of whatever fandom you're in, right? Like, I'm vaguely in the Deltarune one because I love the game. It's like all you see of it is like just negativity. It's just like people fighting over whether they have they them pronouns. It's them fighting over X and Y, and like people randomly just being really mean about certain people's fandoms, and then having their own one, and it's just like I don't know. It just is depressing to go on, but then also simultaneously I can't stop myself from going on. Does that make any sense? I know it's like just don't go on it, or like just go on it only for give a minion +2/+3 upgrade until the next turn. Improve your future. Okay, I like this one. Like, obviously the answer is to just not go on it, but unless I have to. But like it is addictive. I just wish I was addicted to something that was more positive, you know? Okay. What the heck is this? That's kind of funny. We'll do this, and the logic here is that every time that it does that, it's getting stronger. I didn't use that again. Do I want to use a coin again? We're using a coin again to re-roll. Anything here that we want. You're kind of cool. We might get you. I missed the one where every time you cast a spell, it gave +1/+1 to everything. That one was fun. Back in my day, we used to use that one greatly. I didn't even think about the fact that this would make another copy that I would then get upgraded. Do you think I'd like Wasteland 3? Because I've got that game, and I tried a bit of it, but I'm really not sure if it was because I was playing with a friend that I had fun with it, or whether that game is actually like a fun game to play. Does that make much sense? Like, there's always that bonus that you get from playing with a friend, right? That sort of like, I'm playing a co-op game, or I'm playing just frankly any game with a friend. The game's probably going to be like, just like 10% better than you'd expect. Okay, 812 is probably better than this. But I'm wondering now, like, was that the reason why I liked it? Like, was it actually a good game, or did I just really like playing with a friend, and so that's the reason why I really liked it? I don't understand why that doesn't do it the normal way of adding bonuses. I'm nowhere near the power level I'm supposed to be. I can absolutely guarantee it. There's gonna be people going around with like 100 attack, 100 attack, 100 blimmin' health. Don't, I don't know what I'm looking at when I look at Twitter. Every time that we're waiting, and it, especially in these later ones where it takes a while for it to blimmin' get to the point where it's time. I just sort of check Twitter because I've got a fucking horrendous addiction at this point. And every time I'm like, why am I checking this? And I close it. And then instinctively, when I have any free time now, I'm just going to open it again. I know that's just how I am. Put this on you. Then we'll do this to do it on you. Then we'll do this so that everyone gets the buff. Then we'll do this to put it on you. And then we'll do the buff. Okay, right. Next thing to do. I need a Naga that is really cool. I'm talking like one that gives me +1/+1/+1/+1 constantly. Wait, each of them is separate? That's not implied by what it says. No. I want cool Naga, please. I've had like so many rerolls. Are you cool? Not really. Not really at all. Also, it's weird that half of the Nagas are like this, where they got legs. And I swear the other half are like this, where they just have, like, fish body. But there's no real, like, heads or tails of, like, why one is one and one is the other. Although maybe there was in World of Warcraft. I've never played World of Warcraft. I've watched people play it. Oh no, they've given us a gimme here. They've allowed us to just win this one, luckily. You know what I find quite funny? Well, it's also, I guess, quite sad in a way. But, at least in my opinion, is quite funny. A lot of the time, when you have people that aren't from the UK, or from any sort of country that's sort of tangentially associated with the UK, still. So, like, if they're not from a Commonwealth or that kind of country, a lot of the time you'll have situations where you'll make a joke, and the joke is something that is very sort of anti yourself, very what's the word? Like pessimistic about yourself. And in that situation, you know for a fact that it's just a joke. And it's jokes that you would casually say 1,000 times, right? But I mean, maybe this is an American thing, but I don't want to generalize. Like 99% of the time, if you've got a group of them, like one of them will go, "Oh, don't say that about yourself. No, you shouldn't be. You shouldn't be being so like down on yourself." It's like, no, it's not how it works. You make these jokes because you know that in your heart of hearts that's not you, and it is a joke at the end of the day. By the way, I do realise that if I didn't have this extra 30 health, I would have died, like, last turn, or the turn before. But, like, when you say, oh god, I'm being an idiot here, like, you're not calling yourself an idiot, like, because you actually think you're an idiot. You're just making an observation of what you're doing, right? But you will find situations where that happens a lot. You'll also find situations, like I'm doing right now, where just because you feel like it, you effectively just start talking about whatever you feel like talking about, and it functionally has no sense from one to the other. Stop hitting the same guy. He's got 109. Are you? Oh, you're supposed to hit the highest health. Fair enough. That's fair. That's fair. What does that do? Fire skill. Okay. Well, I'm not going to say that I'm worried that we're going to die next turn, because I don't want to say that into the universe. But I'm like 90% sure we're going to die next turn. You play that on you. Then we're going to do this. Then we're going to do this. And then we're going to get a really cool, really awesome Naga that isn't that. Like a really cool, awesome Naga. Like from this, we're going to get a really cool, awesome... This is okay. It's definitely better than you. Money next turn? I don't think I'm lasting next turn. Is the whole point just for tavern spells, but no payoffs for, like, casting them, other than the fact that you're casting them? Oh, I really don't like Nagas anymore. Where's my, like, +1/+1 for to everybody for every time I cast a spell? back in my day, that kind of card was part and parcel with the Naga deck. This card's pretty decent. Gives you +3/+3 on everything every turn. Permanently. That's something. But it's not going to be enough. Maybe if I had gotten him like turn... like 6 instead of what is probably turn 12. God, there's so many things here. Do you guys use Blue Sky much? I'm on it, obviously, because there was always a chance it was going to become the next big thing, and it might still be. But like, I do wonder how many people actually use it, or if Twitter has actually really taken a hit. I like to hope it's made them think about it a bit more. But there's a part of me that's just like the cynic that goes, ah, it hasn't done anything to them, let's be honest. Boop. Nice. We'll get another one of you. Now give me a good one. After another one, give it that much attack. After another one gains health, give it that much attack. How often do they gain health? Do I have a way of gaining health? I guess it makes these doubly good. There's something there? This technically gains health. Trying to figure out what they're trying to make me do. This is also gaining health. So, right, okay. Play this. Get rid of this. Play the... No. Play this guy. Okay, when we do this, we do this. We do this. We do this. Okay. Was that a lot? Am I going to survive this round? The answer to both of those questions was, you didn't do well enough. What is this? Choose a different minion in the tavern to get a copy of. That's kind of useful. But they're all utility, and they're not. It's not as easy to, I guess, figure out how to scale with them. I think that's sort of I've realized is that it's gone to the point now where it's just not easy for me to figure out how you scale them. There's ways to do it, obviously. You can see it right there. I'm presenting you with an obvious way in which you scale. They've done it. Well, not an obvious way, but not obvious to me. I mean, I'm in the top 4 every game, which, I mean, shows that I must be doing something right? Boom, 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 boom. Destroy your lowest minion, give stats to your other minion. Steal a random minion. This feels like it's got some use. I mean, I don't think it's got an incredible amount of use, and it can be a liability in some contexts, but shrug is my answer to that. Shrug. Do you ever wish that you could be like the people who can live off of like 6 hours sleep? I was thinking about this the other day. I was like, I'm one of those people that if you put me in like I've been trying recently, last couple months, to move my bedtime on a weekday to 11 instead of 10 because I was like I'm just finishing sorry no, from 9 to 10 because I would finish a stream and then just be like, well, bedtime. And then now at least I get a bit like an hour after I do a stream to actually relax and think through and everything. And then spend like an hour after I've gone to bed playing on my phone, right? But I was thinking about it the other day and I was like, there are some people who I know who many times I've been having the day off and I was like, I'm having the day off and I'm talking to them and it's getting later and later and later. And I know that, for example, I have the tomorrow off as well, so I can stay up late. But it's getting to points where it's like, it's hitting like 11 and you're not even thinking of going to bed. I know you don't have tomorrow off. And they can sort of go off of that. And look, occasionally these people they'll have like an energy drink or something, right? So you can make an argument. It's like, yeah, sure, they look like they're surviving just off of 6 hours sleep, but they're not actually surviving on 6 hours sleep because they're also topping it up with an energy drink. But like, that's probably worth it, right? I'd take that. If you told me that I'd have to spend 3-4 quid on a energy drink maybe once every 2 weeks, I'd be like, yeah, sure, done. In a heartbeat, I'd be like, yeah, sure. If it gives me an extra, most of the time, 2 hours every day, that's like an extra half a day every week. Max? I'm not going max. None of these I like. At all. Maybe this one? We'll pick this one. This card seems decent. Just give another thing 2-3. Don't know why he's sleepy. Why is he a sleepy supporter? Why can't he be an awake supporter? Are sleepy ones inherently giving buffs to other people? Do. I should have actually just... I know I've already made a mistake. I should have moved to mechs and just started casting spells. I know that's what I should have done. I've made a huge mistake here. But, what can you do? I've made the mistake. I have to live with it. Ooh, look at the big boy who's definitely gonna lose. Although, he's definitely gonna lose. I thought I had a good strategy going here, but it's obvious I can't beat first. What do I want to do? What do I want to do? I think we want searching for more dragons is what we want to be doing. Dragons? Here be dragons? No be dragons. Here be dragons? Nope. Dragons? That's a dragon. That's a dragon. Next turn, that'll be 6. This'll be 8. We'll have an extra 2 coins, so we can buy this, we can upgrade this, we can live our lives, we can have fun, we can dance if we want to, we can leave our friends behind. If friends can't dance, and if they can't dance, they're no friends of mine. Which feels horrendous to say, because I can't dance. So how does this make any fairness? Do. Oh. How do they have so many creatures? What level are they? That's so many people. I guess each... No, they haven't even sold them. I'm pointing at the screen, but you can't see it, but I'm pointing at the screen. It's unfair. I wish for this to be looked at and judged. What is this, boy? Get a haunted carapace. Your minions have +3/+1 until next turn. I guess that's useful. This guy feels a lot more useful. 3 turns of him being there, you have effectively, I guess, not exactly the same buff. But I'm always for, like, buffs generally, just overall buffs that are permanent, constant buffs. And this one is a temporary buff. Doesn't even hit blimmin', the stuff that comes out after. Have you noticed that, like, every game nowadays, or every, like, major game, is going this method of just doing crossovers? Just like, hey, do you want to play X in Y? Well, here, play X in Y. And I think obviously I'm not going to be the first person to say this, but I think I'm getting sick of it. I think I'm getting a point now where I'm just like, I don't even know if I care. Oh, we're getting X and Y. I don't care. I've stopped caring. And hopefully this is true for a lot of people. Because what isn't really brought up much when all of that stuff is happening, well, it is, no. That's being needlessly wrong to say that. How do you know which one of these goes off first? Lowest health. It is this one. We'll have a look. We'll see which one goes off first. But what people are bringing up, and I think quite rightly, is nobody's doing their own, like, unique projects and stuff. Like, take Magic the Gathering, for example. They've had collaborations with Warhammer, Fallout. They've had collaborations with Avatar: The Last Airbender. They've had collaborations with Final Fantasy. They've had collaborations with, technically, D&D, which was a collaboration with themselves, but still. They had collaborations with Godzilla. They had collaborations with Stranger Things. They had collaborations with Left 4 Dead. They've had collaborations with SpongeBob. You know, they've had collaborations with effectively everybody. Some to bigger amounts than others. Like Spider-Man's getting... The next set is Spider-Man. Just Spider-Man. And every one of those sets where they do a crossover instead of a unique thing is one where is like a set where they're not doing their own world, you know? It's one less Innistrad, it's one less Blimmin' Eldraine, it's one less, I don't know, another Ravnica one. You know, all of these situations, and you're just like, well, that kind of feels bad, right? More than it feeling bad, it just feels like, how is this... Like, this isn't buffing your brand in any way. This is just, I don't know, hopping on the bandwagon that everybody's doing and just going, yeah, well, look, we're also doing it. And I just, it pisses me off a bit. It's starting to get on my nerves. At first, I was like, oh, it's cool, it's new, I like it. And now I'm realizing more and more that it's like, it's not actually cool and new and I like it. It's kind of old and boring and I don't like it. Why don't you just do your own stuff? Do 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 do. Boom 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 boom. Oh, by the way, because it's constantly going through my mind. If I didn't say to you, by the way, Elar Bill 55, if I didn't say to you that I was doing well, or it didn't come across, I am doing well, and I wasn't not responding to you. Because in my head, all I could think just then was like, did you even respond? Did you say anything? God, every time I look at that, I think that's a dragon. It's not, is it? It's been stuck in my head this whole time of me going like, but did you say? Did you say this? I'm like, I'm pretty sure I said it. So I am doing well. I'm doing fine. I'm doing honestly, I'm probably doing the best I've been doing for a while. You know, not like 100%. I'm still going over an illness. I kind of just have a cold, a cough that occasionally comes. But still, boom, 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 ba do 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 do. Do 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 do. Sorry, I don't have anything to speak about, so I'm just starting to sing. Um, this is the problem with playing games that aren't as action-packed. You don't have instantly like, well, I can fall back on the fact I can talk about the game. Instead, you're stuck in this sort of situation. You know what I realised about the other day? So obviously, I do okay in these games. I'm low on the MMR, obviously, and I don't get it up into the upper stages. But I quite falsely kind of just assumed that I was okay at these games. Like these sort of strategy auto battler games, mainly because of all of the um because of all the time I've played these battlegrounds ones and I've done okay at them. But I played this other one called Bazaar, the Bazaar, which was made by a former Hearthstone like pro. Um, I've talked about it before, and in fact, I think I say the exact same thing every time I talk about it, which is effectively what I just said. But I was playing a bit of it because it was like it seemed like it'd be fun, and I realized very early on that they had gone for like they've gone for a bit more of a complicated game than the regular Hearthstone. Like a lot of stuff has interactions that you don't expect and stuff, or like interactions that are cool, but I'm not great at figuring them out. And instantly I found that like, oh damn, once it's not as simple as like picking a type and sticking to it, you realize that you're not nearly as good as you actually thought you were. And I just kept losing any form of ranked, and I'm bottom MMR, and I'm still losing these ranked matches. And I'm like, oh, you're not nearly as good as you thought you were. You're not even like pretty good in the bad sort of bracket. You're just like average in the bad bracket, which is not good enough to do well in the bad bracket. And this isn't like a me getting older thing, because this is strategy where they give you plenty of time. So I have no excuse other than the fact I'm just not good at them and I'm stubborn. I'm very stubborn in these games where it's like I'd pick a tribe and I'm like, cool, I'm that tribe. Should you maybe switch early on because you find like two really good things? Well, now I won't pick those other good things. They won't even acknowledge they're good because I've decided what I am. I'm dragons. That's literally me all the time. I always find it so impressive when I see people who are just sort of naturally good at games. Like I watch a lot of Ray Norveus Jr., who he's just great when it comes to games, just almost always. I'm just going like, how is this possible? How are you so good? I'd very much like that spell that allows me to give stuff Wind Fury, please. You also work, but who do I get rid of? You? To put you down. You? To put you down. And then all of my stuff is start of combat, so I don't want it to die. That's so annoying. It's so annoying. Do you reckon I should buy blimmin' Twitch, not Twitch, Discord Nitro? Just because that thing where you can make a customized like character for like each of the servers you're on just feels like it'd be cool. It feel like it'd be really, really cool to do. But I don't know. I never know when it comes to these things. Oh, look at these buffs. It's a +3/+3 buff. It's like a significantly weaker version of the Quillbore. Although if I could have my board be entirely every attack I do buffs my guys to the point where I'm scaling all of the boys you're making. It'd be really cool. That's kind of what happened there, but not really. But we survived. What do we do? What do we do? We're against first, so we're gonna lose. I guess we just gotta look for something better. Is that better? It's not really, but we'll pick it up. If we have a free space, we'll put that on. We have a free space! We've done it. There's a free space. We've done it. None of you are good. We'll sell you. We'll play you. We'll do this. Then we'll do this so that everybody gets 13-7 stats. That feels like that's worth it. Maybe I survive. Maybe the person has gone econ somehow, and we can actually survive this time. I think there's like it's not a 50-50, but it's not a thing. You know? I think it's possible. So I'm looking at somebody's character designs because they're cool. Ah, this person's got great stuff. I love it. Oh, I love all of it. If only I wasn't an absolute coward when it comes to buying stuff. I would 100% buy some of this stuff. I mean, I'm never doing anything with it, but it was nice to have a look at stuff. Oh, we almost won. We might be. We're fine. We're actually fine. Sorry, I wasn't looking at the screen at all. We're actually fine. Oh no, we're against second place now, though. Is this person better? Another one of these guys? Kind of? It's still +3/+3 to everything. There's no way of knowing. There's no way of knowing. I want that. I don't think I'll get it. If we're not going to get this, do we just get rid of it? We do. Oh no, it's gonna get rid of that one. Oh, I made a mistake. Yeah, I'm doing good, thanks. Thanks for asking. Oh, and thanks for the follow as well. I really appreciate that. I wish I could unpress this button. I don't think it'll be the difference between us winning or losing, but it could have given us a better chance. Good. Hope you're doing well as well. The stream's good. My streaming in general is going pretty good. The stream itself is going great. I'm having fun. It's a great hobby to have. I stream many games. I mean, Wednesdays I stream. At the moment, I just started Pillars of Eternity. On Friday, I stream Guild Wars 2. But before that, I on Wednesdays I'd streamed Expedition 33, I'd streamed Rogue Trader. I effectively Wednesday was my like long form RPG day, and then Fridays have always been my MMO day. And so I play a MMO, I play through the story until either the grinding gets too much, which has happened many, many times, or the either the grinding gets too much or like I finish the story. And so at this point it's Guild Wars 2, but before that it was Final Fantasy 14, and before that it was Neverwinter. I just sort of I've been going through the stories of many, many MMOs at the moment. And as I said, Wednesdays are more my long form RPG, and Mondays, the stream I'm doing right now, is just sort of me playing whatever I feel like it. So I've played Hearthstone before, but I also played Magic the Gathering. I played something called Disfigure, which is a really, really good sort of Vampire Survivor game. I've played Vampire Survivor. I've played Deep Rock Survivor. I'm into my Survivor games, so they're normally high on the list of games I'll play. I played some Demon X Machina on stream a couple of weeks ago. That game's really, really good. But genuinely, I play a decent variety of stuff, leaning towards RPGs because they're kind of my jam. By the way, guys, I'm not going to start another game because there's only 10 minutes left of the stream, and it takes a lot more than 10 minutes to do a game. No, I mean, I don't expect it to happen. I appreciate the well wishes on me becoming a big streamer, but I don't expect it to happen anytime soon or ever, really. Um, it's always just going to be a hobby. I've been doing it for 2 years now, almost 2 years. So it will be 2 years in September, which is, it's coming up. It's literally next month, so it's coming up in like a week or so. Um, which isn't long for streamers. It's kind of in the middle, right? It's a lot of people stop after a year, and then you've got the actual like veterans that do it for about 5 years. Well, fully along the way in terms of I've been doing it for a while. I wouldn't say fully along the way in terms of even close to being having this actually be anything that's making me any money or like actually a job. But yeah, I'm having fun with it. It makes me play games. That's the biggest thing for me. If I didn't have these streams that I did Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I just wouldn't play any games after work. I'd just be too mentally tired, and I would just sit here watching YouTube videos. And so it's, I actually do something instead of just sort of wasting my time. My general feel of why I haven't done sort of like customization stuff for it is that I wasn't really going to be putting any money into into like customization until I was at the point where we were actually making any money. And obviously I can't do emotes yet because emotes aren't a thing until you make affiliate. I'll have a look at your stuff, 100%. If you give me your Twitter or you give me your Instagram, I can have a look at your stuff. Or if you have a website. I don't give out my Discord though. My Discord is private. I've had some people that have taken advantage of the fact that I gave out my Discord and they were being quite horrendous, so I don't give that out anymore. Oh, cool. I'll add you on Instagram after the stream. I'll have a look at it because I make sure to do. Yeah, I mean, I'll definitely have a look at the stuff. I'll have a look at the stuff. Being upfront about prices and stuff is a huge plus for me, honestly. So I do appreciate that. A lot of people try and hide it behind well, hide it behind like cloak and daggers. Yeah, yeah. I can follow you. I'm assuming your picture's the picture of the lady from Demon Slayer, right? Yeah, no worries, no worries. I'll have a look at your stuff after stream and then. Oh, I mean, I appreciate that. I really do. It's always nice to get compliments, you know. But yeah, I'll have a look at it after the stream, see if the, and then we can sort of talk about it later. Obviously, I'm not at the point where I can get emotes though, because emotes are for when you're affiliate. I believe that's how it works. Hmm. I didn't realize I had to accept these things. Okay. Yeah, 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 there. Sure. It should have gone through now. Yeah, no worries. No worries at all. I appreciate people who are just nice in the chat. There have been many people that have been bad, and so anyone that's nice to me always gets a. If you're nice to somebody, you get niceness back. You know, that's how the world should be. Anyway, we've hit the 2 hour mark, so I'm gonna have to leave everybody. I hope everybody's liked the stream. I appreciate everybody that's chatted in it, and I will see you on Wednesday for more Pillars of Eternity. But until then, I hope everyone has a good couple of days.